Hi everyone, how are you? So, shall we close our eyes, connect the tongue to the palate, inhale and exhale slowly. Let's calm our emotions and our mind. Let us invoke to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. We thank you for your priceless blessings, for divine light, divine love, divine guidance, divine love, mercy, inner healing, physical healing. Thank you for the inner strength to practice regularly. Thank you for your divine help and protection, for illumination, abundance, and prosperity. We thank you. Okay, so today's topic on prosperity is about blessing our team. So, how many of us have some sort of team? So you may be thinking, okay, what if I'm not working? And oh, Kunal is here. What if I'm not working? Or what if I have some other issues? If I don't have a team? So there are many types of teams, right? So even if we are a homemaker, we have a team of helpers, right? Maybe part-timers, maybe full-timers. If we have a business, we definitely have a team. And if we are working in a job or we have any kind of professional engagement, then also we definitely have a team. So one of the beauties of a team is that there will always be things that will be happening. Okay. A lot of people think that good teamwork is just about everybody synchronizing together and everybody being perfect and everybody knowing everything. Personally, I feel that good teamwork is about everybody having a helpful attitude. So let's say, for example, if I can't do something, then I ask someone on my team to do it. And if they can't do something, then they ask someone else on the team to do it. The important thing I think to keep in mind when we are working with teams is what is the purpose. So rather than allegiance to the leader of the team, I think it is important to have allegiance to the purpose. That's just, again, my personal feeling. It's like if we are all geared towards, okay, we want to make something successful, then everybody puts in their bit to make that thing successful. It's not about, that's one of the ways to, in my opinion, my humble opinion, is to avoid politics. Okay, if you just remain focused on the task. And this is something that I'd like to share with you, even when it comes to family matters or relationship matters. Sometimes, let's say, for example, we are having a difficult relationship with someone. And what we end up doing is we end up saying, things that are not really going to help that relationship. So the point is, why do we do that? Because what we are trying to do perhaps sometimes is that it's our ego has taken over. It's like, I said so, so therefore you must do it. Or when I told you, you didn't do it, but when that person told you, you did it. So that to me is an indication of and a problem with the ego. It's like we're like, you didn't listen to me, but you listened to the other person. But if we remain focused on what is the purpose of the organization, of the household, whatever is it that we are a team, or a team, a part of the team, is if we remain focused on what is it that we are trying to achieve, then it's much easier to remain focused on the task. So one of the things that Master Choksui says in the book Achieve the Impossible, he says task management is easier, people management requires greater skill. So, you know how sometimes we have someone on our team and we are thinking, this person is so slow, this person is so stupid. What we are not realizing is that they're truly doing everything that they can. Really, they are trying. Don't you try your best whenever you're trying to do something? Okay, you may not feel energetic enough, that's a different thing. You may not be well, that's a different thing. But if you could, wouldn't you do the best you can in a certain situation? So you have to kind of give the other person also that benefit of, not just benefit of doubt, but also that encouragement that yes, they're doing the best they can. And if they're still not managing, then there's something that we need to add to the mix. So often when it comes to teamwork, we have to ask the other person, like, okay, what are we missing? What do we need to give you, or what do I need to give you? How can I support you so that you can do whatever you need to do? So to me, it's really important. Now, one of the things that I've also noticed with people and with teams is that, let's say, for example, especially when I do business healing for people, they'll come to me and they'll be like, okay, Sheetal, this person in my team is just so, he's so disorganized. So the point is that we have already created an image that this person is disorganized. Now, one of the things that Master Choksui says is that you must visualize your people doing the right thing. I can't find the quote right now, so please excuse me. But he basically says that you must visualize that whoever is working with you is doing the right thing. So if we keep thinking, okay, this person is disorganized, or this person tends to forget, or this person doesn't do things properly, then that is what they're going to do. Why? Because we have created that kind of thought form. So if you read the book by C.W. Leadbeater on thought forms, he describes how thought forms are a type of energy. And it's kind of fascinating when you look at the pictures that he has in the book of the thought forms, because it really, resonates. So for example, if you have uh, a picture of irritation, for example, then it has a lot of spiky, pokey things. If you look at the thought form of devotion, for example, then it has a lot of nice soft colors and a lot of nice soft edges. So the reason I'm talking about this is because if we have a thought form for our people, the people who we're working with, and also for ourselves actually, then what happens is that that particular thought form begins to reach us. So let's say, for example, if my team member has a good thought about me, then that good thought will reach me, and that good thought will help me to become better. Okay. So that's why today's topic is Bless Your Team. So the name of the book again is Thought Forms by C.W. Leadbeater. It's published by the Theosophical Society, and it's part of the recommended readings in basic pranic healing. Okay. Now, one more very interesting thing that Master Chakraksi says is that very often when people come to you complaining about others, you must be careful. He says, do not believe something just because the person is the first to talk to you. Listen also to the other person. There must be due process. Now, how many of us in life situations or even with our team, how many times do we, if someone comes to us with something, how many times do we immediately assume that the person telling us the information first is right? And how many times do we actually end up taking an action based on that before we even check with the second person as to what happened, what needed to be done, just investigating. Now, now, there are two ways to investigate, right? So I could walk up to the person who was complained about, and I can be like, this person complained about you. This is what they said. Did you do it? And, usually what will happen is the second person will usually say yes, because one thing that we have to keep in mind is communication. Okay. So let's say, for example, I said something in a certain context as a member of a team, but what I said was taken out of context and told to my supervisor. Now, my supervisor is asking me, did you say this? And I say, yes, I did. Okay. But my supervisor has not bothered to ask what kind of situation did I say it in? What was my intention in saying it? So it's really important, I feel, to learn to ask open ended questions, such as, let's say, for example, if someone forgot to do something, then it's really important to ask, hey, did you forget to do this? Okay. So it's just an open-ended question rather than accusing them, you forgot to do this. Okay, I hope you're beginning to understand the difference. So when you ask an open-ended question, and this applies even to, like, people who are working with us as house help, obviously it applies to professional teams. So one of the beauties in one of the best teams that I worked with was this. One of us was a really, really great maker of presentations. This was when I was working with Enron Corp in the US, and we were working on energy related work, like energy as in power. Yeah, I'm still in the energy work now. I'm in the other type of energy. Previously, I used to be in the power business as in electricity. So one of the beauties was that one person was really good at making the presentation. One person was really good at making ideas about the presentation. One person was really good at speaking. Now, just think that if all of us tried to be everything, then we probably wouldn't discover each other's skills, right? But the fact that we kind of are like, okay, you're good with this, so you take charge of this aspect. You're good with this, so you take charge of this aspect. That is really important in a team function, is to understand our strength and our weaknesses. And I think sometimes we don't do that, right? I mean, we just, and sometimes what also happens, I think, is that we develop envy. So suppose someone's really good at making presentations and I'm not, then I'm like, rather than asking that person to help me make presentations, for example, right? So try to see, like, even if you're running a professional team, try to observe what are the natural things that your team members like to do. Some people will like to do something, and that they will enjoy, they will excel in that, right? And then there'll be other people who will enjoy something else. Now, for things that they're not good at, for example, and you realize as a supervisor or somebody who's more experienced that they also need to gradually develop the second skill or the third skill. What you can do is you can give them small things to do in that part which they don't like. Okay? You can't make 100% of their work things that they don't like, because that's not going to work. They're not going to be happy people. So what you can do is you can give them 90% of the type of work that they like to do, and maybe 10% of the work that they don't quite like, but they need to develop that skill. So what you're doing is you're giving them a way to gradually develop that particular skill. So this is how I like to manage when I have a team to manage. Okay. Now, again, Master Chakraborty says here, in business today, management uses the fire alarm approach. When a person makes a mistake, the alarm goes off. If management only notices a person when he makes a mistake, but not when he's doing a good job, does not encourage people to excel. Okay. So if someone's doing something consistently, doing it well, sometimes we think, oh, he'll become proud, or oh, it'll go to his head, or oh, if I appreciate him, he won't do it better. Is that really true? Just think for yourself. When someone tells you that, let's say for example, you cooked a great meal, you made some fantastic lunch. Do you actually think, oh, I'm so great, and then you don't put in effort into lunch next time, or do you put in more effort? So I feel that when we appreciate things, then more effort is put in by that person, because hearing nice things about it makes everyone happy, right? So what I'd like us to do is to close our eyes. Just think of something nice that was said to you, about something the good that you did, and just experience that for today's meditation. Just experience that feeling of feeling loved, feeling good, just feeling good that you did a good job with something. Okay. Now, what we'll also do is we will also, when we're doing the blessing, let's also remember someone who perhaps we needed to appreciate, but we haven't yet. So, when we do the blessings after the meditation, please remember to bless this person who also needs your love and blessings, okay, to do a better job. Yeah? Does that work? Okay, I hope that's a deal. So, again, for those of us who are watching this on YouTube later, you'll have to join our live sessions for the meditation and for the mass healing. So what we're going to do today is we're going to heal for basically it's a prosperity healing series. So we are going to heal for interpersonal issues with with your team. So if you have any issues in your mind, you can bring them out to the surface. We'll try and address them. And during the meditation, of course, you can think of something that you did as a team, importantly as a team, that made you feel good. Okay, let's raise our hands in blessing position. Let's visualize our team, whether it's our team of helpers, our team of workers, our team as a center manager, whoever you consider to be your team. Okay, let's visualize all the people gathered together. Let's take the time to bless the team. First, let's appreciate everything that they do well. Okay, so first let's reinforce the positive image. And as Master Choksui says, you must visualize them doing the right thing. Now you can perhaps remember, when you think of things, then automatically some things that people don't do right also come to our mind, right? So let's just remember those things and let's bless them. And let's create a positive self image. Like, okay, now they're doing this work properly, however you want it done. Okay? So take a few minutes and create that thought form, create that blessing. And this blessing will enable them to do things even better. So that's our purpose. Okay, so let's bless the team. Let's bless at least 7 members of the team. So the member number one, member number two. So visualize their strength and then give them some more strength to do some things right. Member number three. Please do this exercise. This is not an academic exercise. This is something we have to do. Open our heart and bless. Okay, member number four perhaps needs to overcome laziness. Member number 5 perhaps needs to be a little bit more consistent in what they do. Member number 6, perhaps they need to be more reliable. And member number 7, perhaps they need to be more generous. So I've obviously just taken some random things which I thought, which was coming to me as we were doing the blessing from the group. So, and anytime you ask somebody to do something on your team, first visualize them doing it properly rather than visualize them. There was this one person who I think had this habit where they would assign a task to somebody, and simultaneously they would be like, okay, this person's probably going to make this mistake, and this mistake. If you already know that they're going to make this mistake, and this mistake, why don't you help them by supporting them? Okay. Another couple of things that I've noticed is some people will remind, let's say, for example, you remind a team member at 6 a.m. in the morning about something that they have to do at 11 o'clock in the morning, and they're not the kind of people who tend to remember what they have to do, right? So why wouldn't you just make it easier for them by setting a reminder for yourself and reminding them at 11 o'clock? Now, that would be supportive behavior. Okay, I'm just saying this in so much detail because sometimes people ask me, like, what do you mean? So, this is what I mean. This is supportive behavior. No point reminding them at 6 o'clock in the morning. They're not going to remember. You already know that. So, remind them at 11 o'clock. So, you set so we can set a reminder for ourselves for 11 o'clock, and we'll remind them at 11 o'clock. If you know that someone is likely to, let's say, for example, you've sent somebody to get something from somewhere. Okay, so you send somebody to get 2 books from somewhere. Now, they have a tendency to not bring the correct number of books, for example. So the approximate time when you think they're going to be there, just make a polite call and just be like, hey, I hope you picked up 2 books, right? See, we have to be clear. अपने को काम से मतलब है या अपने को किसी को right or wrong prove करने से मतलब है? You have to decide that. Are you concerned with getting the job done properly, or are you concerned with pointing out mistakes? So depending on what you want, that's the kind of behavior that we have to undertake. Okay. And the more supportive our behavior is, the better our team is going to function. Right? Okay. So let's also take a few minutes and bless our home team, which is our family and our helpers. Let's bless our home with harmony and cooperation, with communication. Now let's visualize our work team, our office, our workplace. Let's bless every member with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let's bless the entire space with tremendous prosperity. Let's also take the time to bless the team of doctors, nurses, researchers, all the personnel all over the world who are working to help combat the COVID-19 virus for all the entire planet. Let's bless all their teams with great communication, with harmony, understanding, collaborativeness, willingness to help each other. Inhale and exhale. And also, let's just visualize one thing that we are going to do starting from today that will be more supportive to any team member that we have. Let's just visualize ourselves being a little bit more supportive, being more kind, being more helpful. Okay, if you want to bless a few more things, you can bless your clients. You can bless your schedule if you have one. If you've done Kriya Shakti, if you have Kriya Shaktis, you can bless your Kriya Shaktis. If you've created shields, you can bless your shields. Yes, these are all different workshops in Master Chokshri School. So these are all tools that we learn, which we can use at different times. Okay, so let's massage our face for those of us who are done, our scalp, neck, shoulders, arms, chest, the back, the hips, the thighs, the knees, the shin bone. So one more, I wanted to add that those of us who want to spread pranic healing, and those of us who understand that pranic healing can help with relationship solving, with business healing, with obviously physical ailment healing, I would request you to share these videos with people who may be having these kind of issues. Because sometimes it just helps to listen to stuff that is on a public forum. So it's just something that I would like you to do, is to share the videos that you find useful with specific people, who have these kind of issues, so that we can help more people and so that we can have one pranic healer per family as soon as possible. Okay, so thank you so much and we'll see you soon. Bye.